Yo,
Yo,
welcome back to the JEComicCast episode 49. I am joined here with my boy Egg Boy.
what's up? What's up, man? No hat today, unlike my boy Josiah, who got the fresh fitted on.
I'm
How
wearing
you doing today, big boy?
the Miami hat, one
Because
that
we
was
were
given
working
to
on
me
it
for
after
free.
yesterday's
So,
party.
yep,
Oh,
exactly.
free Miami hat.
Yep, we take those. Um,
Always.
yeah, we're here with episode 49. Last week we had a little social distance episode. This week we're doing the same thing. Egg is finally back from his little vacay. How was that, Egg?
Little trip.
Little trip.
It was nice, man. I was in North Carolina, got to see some of the fam, and had a good
That's
time,
what's
man.
up.
Had a nice,
That's what's
relaxing time. So
that's what's up. That's what's up. Yeah, it's always good
it's
to
always
go
good, my
out and
boy.
stuff. Uh
Oh yeah.
chilling.
Always.
Yeah, chilling. We have a family trip coming up, us too. So we definitely gotta figure out something for the
Lit.
podcast for that. Maybe
We'll
bring
give you guys. It'll be more of a vlog
maybe
than a
bring the
regular episode.
equipment with us and we record on the go or
I
something.
would
Or we post a trip video or something. Who knows? Who knows? Many ideas
we'll
going in
see.
the
We'll see.
head.
We'll see.
Yeah,
We'll see.
but my boy, thank you for being here. And we got a little two new shows that are coming out. We're gonna talk about She-Hulk. We got a little teaser trailer. Unfortunately, won't be able to be playing that and watching it with you guys now, but we are definitely gonna talk about it. We both watched it. We got a little Gotham Knights. If you didn't know, they're releasing the game. The game is up for pre-order as we speak, and they're coming out with a TV show for it as well. So definitely looking forward to both of those. I can tell you that. And then we got a little bit of Jay and hopefully soon to be E's corner of Young
I haven't.
Justice.
I haven't. You know, it'll. It's
Yeah,
taking a while to catch up, man. I haven't watched
it's
any
good.
any TV, man. I've been
It's
on
all good. All good.
all playoffs the whole time, man. All the straight playoffs. So
I'll be down. Yeah, the playoffs have been good. It's been interesting. Little NBA wig, but we move on.
this man
Uh,
said NBA rigged. Why do you feel like the NBA is rigged this time? Now we need to have this conversation.
you know what? Let's start off with that conversation. I feel like which game was it? It was Boston versus Milwaukee Bucks. Milwaukee Bucks was up 3-1, I believe.
They
three
were up
one.
3-1. They were up. It was 2-2. They went up 3-2, and then they lost the next two games. One
Okay.
of the
What
games they got shot. They got shot out the gym.
yeah, I just feel like they already know who they want to win these games and
Nah,
they just
no,
make it
no.
long series to make more money. So they make it a tie 3-3 to next one who wins it takes it. Stuff like that.
Bro,
Cuz we got that with
they got
the
bounced in the first round.
Golden State game versus who was it? Who was the team?
Memphis,
Maverick Memphis? Yeah. Um
yeah,
we had that same
that was
situation.
6 games.
Yeah. So it's just like
Oh, but Memphis
now
was
we got
Memphis was the star player.
still. I don't know. I've I'm still watching them, but I don't know. I don't know.
This I think is scripted like WWE.
A
Sorry,
little
you guys
a
who
little
watch
bit,
wrestling.
a little script, just a little bit, just a tad, just to make a little extra cash,
Just a tad.
just a
Okay.
tad. Um, yeah. What is your prediction for the finals? Let's start off the podcast with that. What teams are you hoping to see?
That I'm legitimately hoping to see.
Yeah,
I would like to see the Mavs versus the Celtics. With the Celtics winning it all. What I think is going to happen, I think it's going to be the Celtics versus Golden State,
that's what I'm looking forward to, and I want Golden State to win.
and I don't want Golden State to win,
I want Golden State to
but
win.
it's hard to It's hard to like it's like it's like the Chiefs. You know what I mean? Like Golden State kind of like the Chiefs. Like you really can't root against them. You know what I mean? Because of
The what?
how much talent they have. You know what?
Why do you think I want Golden State to win? I back the
I'm not
Chiefs,
surprised,
bro.
man.
I back the Chiefs.
I'm not
The
surprised.
Chiefs
I'm
are
not
my
surprised.
even though we lost Tyreek Hill, but we still got
Yeah, there
Juju.
was some stuff that.
We got Travis Kelsey. We got still Patrick Mahomes. We got Chris Jones still, so I'm not too worried with
Yeah,
that.
as long as I got Mahomes, man. Yeah, you guys always have a chance. So
Yeah, I'm curious to see. I can't wait for this season of football to start, bro. Like it needs to come soon.
maybe one of these days, man, we make our way to Tampa and go watch a Bucks game in person.
I told a little. This is a little sports intervention before we get into the comic book stuff. I told
I
my
like sports a
boy,
lot. So.
yeah, my boy C3 and Mr. Ocean Master. If I was to ever go to a football game, I would spend peas just to get like awesome
Mm-hmm.
seats because it would be like a one in lifetime experience, like one and done. I spent $10,000 on some banging seats. Fine,
I said I spent $10,000.
or something like that. Like I don't, depending the game. Like I would want an amazing game with amazing seats. I don't want to go to a football game where I can watch it better at my home. Almost like I would want
I've been to a few football games.
I would get I would want a either you know how they have the is it a studio where like you can have like a
Oh,
group of
like the
like
suite.
a suite, yeah, you can have a group of 10 or 20 in there. I would like one of those with all of us, or like if I want seats as close as I possibly can to the field. So
Yeah, I don't blame you for that, man. I've always said that I haven't been to a basketball game, but I've always wanted to sit courtside at a basketball. That's always kind of been like one of my things.
yeah, and I would have to be if I'm going in Florida to watch the game, it has to be Tampa versus my Chiefs. That's a game I have
Yo,
to see.
those seats are probably insanely expensive though.
Exactly. But or I go to the Chiefs, go to Kansas, and go see the Chiefs versus Buffalo Bills.
Or see the Chiefs versus a really scrub team.
Nah, I have to see. I want a banging game. I want to be like, you know what? This game is a history game, and I've been there on these amazing seats. I saw play for play. I literally saw the players dripping in sweat.
Oh my gosh,
Like
I want to
I
see the
just
players dripping sweat.
I want to see a game, and I want to see it it be worth playing. It's like getting like basketball courtside seats. That's what I would want. The experience of sitting courtside in a basketball game. I would like that to do that too, but it has to be
Courtside,
like
yeah.
a really good team.
I don't care,
Same
man.
thing.
I think I'd go any game to be really honest with you.
You would do a Magic's game courtside.
Yeah, absolutely,
See, I have to
absolutely.
see a really good game. We should look next year, if anything, and try courtside, get
Yeah,
courtside seats.
watch a team that has like young upcoming talent, so the seats aren't too crazy. Because I know that like if we try to watch like the Lakers, those seats are gonna be like like $5,000-$10,000. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but if we get like a team yeah, if we get something that's inexpensive, at least we got the experience of being at a courtside basketball game.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? We actually put our literally like touch the floor. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
or the court, not the floor.
yeah. Um, but yeah, I'm hoping for Golden State versus Boston. That's what I'm hoping to see, and I'm rooting for my Golden States. I've always been a Golden State fan.
I
So
said I'm rooting for Golden State. The treachery that's going on in this podcast today is incredible.
I know my boy's been always been a Boston fan, and Boston's been your favorite team, right? Like
Yeah, for a while.
even back in the
I've always
day.
been rooting for them, man. Yeah,
Yeah.
which is crazy because I'm from New York, which is crazy too because I actually like the Knicks a lot. But
Oh,
when
you
I was
were
in
Knicks and Boston was your two teams. Every time we used to play the 2K, you would always pick the Knicks or
yeah,
Boston. Mine was always it was Miami for a while, and then I did Golden
yeah,
State
we used to
and
we used to we used to we used to
Nets.
give people a hard time whenever they would jump on Miami with LeBron.
LeBron. It was LeBron. We used to play when like 2K14 was it? LeBron, Chris Paul, Dwayne Wade, Ray Allen, Chris Bosh,
Yeah.
Chris Bosh, Dwayne Wade, Ray Allen.
That team was stacked, man. That team was insane.
Yeah. That was an awesome season of basketball. Those were some awesome games when that team was playing.
Yeah.
I still remember that Chris Bosh saved the save and hit a three. Like he blocked the shot and hit a three on top of that. It was like to end to go to overtime.
No, you're talking. Oh, I mean, I don't know if he did that. I think you're talking about maybe. I know you're talking about. I think where he blocked. I think rebounded the shot and passed it to Ray Allen for the three.
That's what happened. He passed it to Ray Allen for the three.
For the three, yeah.
I didn't know if he shot it or Ray Allen shot it, but yeah, he blocked the shot, and that's when it went to OT.
Dude,
that was
so mad, dude. I was so mad.
Oh, so good. It was so good that game.
It was a good game, man, and that was a classic moment in NBA history. But
yeah,
I knew that the minute the ball went to Ray Allen's hands, I was like, bro, they're gonna tie it, and if they tie it, it's over this year.
But you always you liked Ray Allen. Ray Allen, you were a fan of Ray Allen, weren't you?
Bro, yeah, when he was in the Celtics.
When he was in the Celtics.
The Celtics to go to the Heat, right? He went to the rival team, so I can't support that. I still have his jersey though. I have his Celtics jersey in the house somewhere.
Do you actually? Yeah, I knew you had like a Boston jersey.
Yeah.
My two teams right now is Golden State and Nets.
It is.
I really like the Nets. So, those are my team, Brooklyn Nets and Golden State.
Yeah, well, one of my teams didn't even make the playoffs, and it was in the conference final. So,
hey, you win some, you lose some.
I'll be pretty happy for them. Yeah, I guess.
You win some, you lose some.
Either way, one of us is gonna be happy at the end of the season. So.
Yeah. I mean, we did fantasy basketball and you won, right? You won this season of fantasy?
I lost.
You came second? Yeah.
Yeah, I had a terrible week, and then to finish off the season.
Your brother won, right?
No,
Mike. Oh boy, Mike.
Yeah, I don't remember his name.
Yeah, I think Mike won.
Football,
you won football.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm still upset that you won football. I'm so tilted.
I was going for the sweep, my boy. I wanted them both.
Well, I'm telling you, next year I'm coming in strong with fantasy. I'm telling you now. I'm coming in strong. I'm not joining as many leagues as I did last year. I'm focusing on.
Leagues, bro. Did you win any of them?
I came third in all of them. That's the tilting thing.
For real?
All my leagues I came third, which was unbelievable. I was so tilted. But I'm telling you, next season I'm coming strong with between basketball and football. I'm coming in strong next season.
I need to win the chip at least one time.
Yeah, I'm only playing in 2 leagues of football next year, and then 2 leagues in basketball. Confirmed. Yeah, confirmed. So we'll see. We shall see. I'm coming for those titles. That's all I'm saying. The thing is, so you know what's crazy though? I had the best record in my last. Before we get into the comic, I had the best record in one of my fantasy footballs. I was number 1 for a while. I was sitting on that throne, and then Mike comes out of nowhere. All my guys get hit with COVID. Last game I needed to win.
You won your football league too?
And he came from 6th all the way to 1st. That man came from the depths. I was in 1st. I was holding that for like 6 weeks. And this man came from the depths.
He's been plotting, man. He did the same thing in basketball too. He was waiting for people to kind of get lazy with it, and then he just took off.
That man, but he's been doing fantasy for, I believe, years.
That's probably what he knew. He was like, you know what? People get complacent, so let me wait until they get complacent, and I'm gonna show them what's really tough, what's really up.
I told him, bro, I'm coming for you. Yeah, I told him I'm coming for you, though. I'm coming for that top spot.
Bro, I want the basketball win. I think my brother got a basketball win. I gotta get my basketball win now too.
Yeah, we gotta run it. We gotta definitely run it. But hey, we love our sports, so this is why we talk about sports. Maybe we do
Yeah,
this is a little sports podcast, but maybe we take one episode of just focus on sports, just all the sports
yeah. If
that's
you guys want to
happening.
see that, let me and Jay
Yeah,
know,
let
man.
us know.
We could do that
We
for you
we
guys.
we definitely want to mix it up. We don't want to leave you guys boring of the same old. So we definitely want to mix it up and stuff. Um, but to finally get into this podcast, we got a little Disney Plus show coming out. She-Hulk. We finally got a trailer for that. Eggs. What's I know we were talking about it a little bit. What's your thoughts on that She-Hulk trailer?
I was surprised. I actually enjoyed it a little bit more than what I thought I was going to enjoy it. I had a couple of things that I had a few things that I didn't like. Actually, not really a few things. I think it's one major thing. I felt like the CGI with She-Hulk was inconsistent. You know what I mean? I felt like in some of it, she looked, like it looked really realistic. And then in some other parts of it, um, it just didn't. It looked off. It looked really computer generated. So that's one of the things I had issues with. I like that we saw Mark Ruffalo's Hulk again. I think it's curious too that we saw his arm healed after what happened in Endgame. So
Mm-hmm.
it will be interesting to see what happened and how his arm got healed after it got damaged by the Infinity Stones
Yeah,
and the Gauntlet. And I wonder how big of a part he's going to play in the show because to be really honest with you, he's definitely like his story is definitely one of my favorite stories in the MCU. So I'm glad that we get to see more of him.
for
I
sure.
think that I read somewhere too that Wong is confirmed to be in the show, which is interesting. Um, and then we also saw what's the guy's
Abomination.
name? Yeah, Abomination, which we saw him in Shang Chi for a little bit, and now we saw him in the show. So I wonder what kind of part he's going to play in the show. But it's cool that they're bringing back some of these guys from some of these older movies that we haven't seen for a little bit.
Do you think they mentioned with Abomination something about like the multiverse? I know we got the multiverse because he was in the Incredible Hulk with technically not the MCU's Incredible Hulk, but it was supposed to be the same actor
Oh,
playing
I thought it
Incredible Hulk.
was.
It on a technicality, yes and no, but like it is part of the MCU, but the actor, like the story and the actor was like different, but it was supposed to connect into Iron Man and stuff like that. So, because that's when we got to see at the end when the general met with Tony Stark and stuff. So, I know we had like a little like I feel like Abomination is gonna be like pulled in somehow, some way, or if they're just gonna make it where they play it like if Mark Ruffalo was the Hawk in that movie as they know each other or something like that. Who knows? That's what I or what do you think about that?
I think they go away from the multiverse stuff. I think the next time we won't see multiverse stuff really is maybe until Black Panther, and maybe we'll obviously get multiverse stuff because we know Kang is coming in in the next Ant-Man and the Wasp movie, and then obviously we're getting Loki as season 2 of Loki. So I think
Yeah.
maybe they stay away from the multiverse stuff. I think it'll be more of like its own separate story. This story will be its own separate story in the MCU. So
Mhm.
I'm looking forward to it, man. What do you think of the overall what we got from the trailer?
Um, it was better, like you said. It was better than what I expected from it. I think I'm gonna be a little. I don't know how I'm gonna feel about the show. To be honest with you, I feel like it's going. I don't know which route it's taking. Almost like I'm still curious to see how they play it in. Like, are they gonna make it where the original Hawk retires and now we got She-Hulk, or like, what are they going with it? And I feel like, to be honest, Miss Marvel's trailer looked a lot better than this, in my opinion.
Really?
I feel like Miss Marvel at least gave it an idea and a story, but this was this first trailer, so anything can change between future trailers and stuff.
That's when you said I wasn't a fan of the Miss Marvel trailer.
You know what I think? You know what it is? I think Miss Marvel was very like, since she played a key part in Spider-Man. I think that's why I lean more towards to Miss Marvel, because there's a lot of comic books with her and Spider-Man. So I think that's what it falls under. So I'm curious to see if they're gonna make something where it like points that Spider-Man's teaming up with Miss Marvel in future movies or whatnot. So that's what I think I'm more curious about. Or if they're just gonna make it like, I know they're gonna make it her own story, but at the end, like, link it to something else into the MCU. Which I think with all these new shows that are coming out, I think they almost have to like link it some way or another, because just don't give us like their stories and it ends there. Like, link it to the MCU. How like Moon Knight should get linked to the MCU. Bring him for movies. She-Hulk should be linked to the MCU. Bring her into movies. All these shows that we have, don't make it just TV series almost. Like, bring it into the MCU movies, these characters, because I think it'll be cool to see the expansion of a different like a different Avengers protocol almost. Like, we have She-Hulk teaming up with Spider-Man, or She-Hulk teaming up with Miss Marvel, like just all like, or Moon Knight teaming up with Miss Marvel. Like, just link it somehow, make it connect in some way.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Like give us a story, kind of what we got with Phase One. You know what I mean? Give us a story that connects in some way, shape, or form, into a bigger story.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I
That's what
agree
I
with
would
that.
love
And I
to
feel like
see.
they haven't done that with Phase Four yet,
Mm-mm.
but they could be building. You know what I mean? So maybe we just have to wait it out.
Yeah,
Which I
because
think
right
they
now,
kind of are a little bit, but we just haven't started to see the fruits of their building yet.
we don't really have a big boss again. We had Thanos, and that's it. We don't have like any other big boss in a sense where.
Well, I think the theory was that Kang was going to be the next big boss. You know what I mean?
So make it like, I guess, these new stories, these new villains connect in some way. Like Phase 4, bring into like some way to a connection. I think I'll be honest with you. I don't mind the TV shows, but I think these could have been movie. Like, I think they could have been better as movies. Like, I feel like Moon Knight the movie would have been a better. It's probably because I'm so used to the MCU just making movies and all the movies coexisting and connecting, that when
Yeah.
now with the now they doing the TV show aspect, and it's coming every week a different episode. It's just like a little iffy for me. I don't know.
No, I kind of feel you with that. I personally have been enjoying the shows, but I do miss that. I do miss sometimes a little bit of the excitement that we used to have for some of the movies. The I feel like the movies just feel like sometimes to me like bigger shows. You know what I mean? Because of the way that they've been putting out shows. So
Yeah.
maybe they could handle things a little bit different moving forward in the future.
And I really enjoyed, especially like between Phase 2 and 3, how after one movie ended, it like hinted at something else to come, like another movie to come, and then we get that movie, and it's like it hints something else, and it like builds up, like that 20-year project that they made. It builds up into one big movie where we got Avengers Endgame. So like it all built it up, where even Guardians of the Galaxy built up to that. Even like all these different movies just built up to that. Spider-Man built up to that. Um, when the Avengers, when they after Civil War, it built up some way to that, where they have to work together.
No, yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that for sure, man.
And I think a lot has to do with it, especially like between the Phase 1 to 4, 1 to 3. I guess you can say, and then Spider-Man No Way Home. I think they gave us so much expectations. Now when they release something, it's like it's okay, it's all right. It's nothing.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
no big like, oh my gosh, like because they already filled our expectation to another level. Now it's just keeping that expectation, which is hard because we
Yeah,
got
we're not advertising. We're not doing no free advertising for any company here.
which is hard because we got we got the multiverse. We got all three Spider-Mans together and Spider-Man No Way Home. That's a big thing that everyone was wanting. We got Avengers Endgame where all the Avengers, Guardians of the Galaxy, Spider-Man, uh, Doctor Strange, everyone is fighting together against Thanos. We got that. So now you got all where I can see where it's hard. Like, where do we go from it now? Like, where do we take these now? Like, what is it gonna lead up to?
You think it's time for a reboot?
Um, I wouldn't say necessarily a reboot. I would say more necessary like all these new characters make it something where they have to almost form a team again. Like they like we got the multiverse, for example. Make it almost like a young Avengers. Like I know we talked about this before. Like bring out Ironheart, bring out Shang-Chi, bring out even if you like keep Spider-Man separate, bring out maybe a Miles Morales, a Spider-Gwen, a different Spider-Man to join that young Avengers almost. I think Miles Morales would be cool having like I mean we have the Into the Spider-Verse movies, but like an actual MCU Miles Morales would be cool.
Yeah, then maybe building up on the Spider Universe. I think that'd be a really interesting thing to see too.
Exactly. Like yeah, I know Sony's doing the Into the Spider-Verse, but that was more like a cartoon animated, not full on story as they can make with the MCU. Like bring out Spider-Man. Now he knows about the multiverse. Um, Miles Morales comes in at some point. Then Spider Gwen comes in at some point. Then if they don't want to make three more movies, I know Tom Holland's making three more movies. At the end of that third movie, if they don't want to continue using Spider Man, make it that Miles Morales takes over the mantle. Make three more movies there. Make
Yeah,
Spider Man
I think that's a good idea,
2099,
man.
Avenger, Spider Man 2099, a future story like Marvel's MCU in the future. How is that gonna be? You got Spider Man 2099. You got all these different things. Maybe.
I mean, I also see a future Avengers team. That's what basically what you're saying.
Yeah, almost.
Nah, I mean, they do have so many different routes that there's so many different routes that they could take this. You know what I mean? It would be interesting to see them do something different, but also world build like they did with Avengers. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But nonetheless, I'm when the She-Hulk TV show comes out, I definitely am gonna give it a watch and see how I feel about it. Um, I gotta give Disney credit where it's due. They have been giving almost every month a new TV show between Star Wars, Marvel. Like every month we have a different TV show. We got Obi-Wan, we got Miss Marvel coming. We have am I missing She-Hulk? We have anything else am I missing?
We got movies coming.
Movies, yeah. So they've been doing well.
Yeah,
Um, if you haven't watched Doctor Strange yet, we're gonna talk a little bit about it. We got they can now bring in the X-Men now, the Fantastic
yeah.
Four
The
now.
Fantastic Four, which I think
So
the Fantastic Four movie is in development. So
I know Fantastic Four is in development. I would love to see a reboot of X-Men. Not gonna lie to you. I'm not. I wasn't a huge X-Men fan, but I'm just curious to see
we
what.
got two X Men movies, man. How many X Men movies do you want?
Huh?
We got two X Men. Like, so we got the regular.
Series?
You know what? Honestly, yeah, they could do a reboot. I think it's time.
What I mean is
We
like
got X Men First Class, and maybe they
hmm
could use the same characters. And then we got the X Men that came out in 1999 with Patrick Stewart, and then
yeah.
it
What
would be
up?
cool if we got kind of like real quick if we kind of got the same dude that did X Men First Class to come back and play Magneto and Professor X.
Yeah.
Personally, I talk to you.
What I'm saying is like all those movies were created when Fox owned it, correct?
Yeah,
I would like to see Marvel and Disney with their budget, with their things, make X-Men movies. Cuz a lot of the X-Men movies that they did make, Fox, got a little bad reviews between critics and audience. They weren't like crazy like bad, but like they had like f- few stinkers in there. So I would like to see like which if Disney and Marvel takes over the X-Men, what story and which route are they gonna take it? How are they
yeah,
with their budget? How is it gonna look? That's what I'm curious about.
that's a good point, man.
That's
It
all
would
I'm
be
saying.
exciting to see, like I said, X Men again in the MCU.
Yeah. And they definitely have to reboot Fantastic Four because we haven't had Fantastic Four in a while. So I think
Yeah,
that's definitely
a
a
lot of the ones
reboot for
were not
sure.
great. So
I'm curious to see. I mean, we have a little view of the cast, but I'm curious to see who else they cast for all those roles and stuff. Because we need
well, and that could always change too, because remember everything that we've seen, there's just been variants. So
exactly, so they can recast the entire thing. I think they can. I think uh, uh, if I was on that project or a screenwriter, I would go for a little bit of a younger crowd to make more movies in the future, almost. So like I would go for
yeah, I
actors
agree
like
with
in
this.
their like 20s, late late 20s, mid 20s to be able in the future when they're in their 30s, 40s, they can still make movies.
Yeah, have give them let so they can play the characters for at least a 10-year span, kind of like what we got with the
Exactly,
MCU.
exactly. Like what they did with most of the Marvel movies.
Yeah,
So, I think that's where and they have the opportunity to do it. So, I'm just curious to see what they do with it. But anything else to add to the Marvel Disney universe, She-Hulk,
no, I give the She-Hulk the trailer. I'm more excited for it than the Miss
Miss
Marvel
Marvel?
show. I give it a 7.5. The trailer, like I said,
I give it a
sex
6.
I don't really love, but I think the story is gonna be interesting. So we'll see where it
Yeah,
goes.
for sure, for sure. Um yeah. So moving on for Marvel going into the DC universe and CW universe. We just got we just got told that through social media that we're gonna get a Gotham Knight TV show by the CW network where it's gonna connect between the Flash and Superman Lois, a show that me and Egg generally enjoy. What are your thoughts about having a Gotham Knight TV show, Egg? Like what are you feeling about that?
All right, yeah, yeah. Just to give people a quick synopsis around what the show is going to be about. From what we know, we don't know a lot of information. We just saw a picture. Um, it looks like Batman dies, kind of same thing in the game, and a Robin. We don't know which Robin. I assume it's a Robin, and a bunch of the children of villains are framed for Batman's murder. So they pretty much team up together to clear their name and protect themselves from people coming out there to arrest them. So that's kind of like the whole, and also find out who really killed Batman. So that's the whole pretty much premises of the show. So I'm actually excited about it. I think CW did a they've done a really good job with Lois and Clark as far as production and story. So it's interesting where they kind of take this. It's interesting to see how they kind of handle this whole story. You know what I mean? We get more Batman related stuff, which is what we've always wanted from the CW. So I'm actually really excited for this.
Yeah, I have to agree. I'm curious to see. I know they're bringing in Harvey Dent. I know that much so far. I'm curious to see if we get a little quarter. I mean, a quarter owls show as at least for like season one. Maybe they deal with the quarter owls, and then season two and three, if they want to make more seasons of it, dealing with other villains. Um, And I'm curious to see if it's gonna be, if we're gonna get either Dick Grayson um as Nightwing, and who's gonna play, if we're gonna get Red Hood, if we're gonna get Batgirl, and who's gonna play the other Robin. Are we gonna get Tim Drake, or are we gonna get Damian? I would like to see Damian. Honestly, I would like to see Damian instead of Tim.
Well, I think that's who they hinted at. So it'd be interesting to see Damien as well in live action finally. So, yeah, I completely agree with that. And I'm hoping that's the route that they go. We get a little bit more violent. You know what I mean? Angrier Robin, who's trained by the
League of the
League of
Assassins.
Shadows.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I would like to see that as well. And again, the you guys know how much of a DC fan I am. I'm very curious to see the route they take with the show, and I hope it's a show they continue, like almost like The Flash, how they have 9 seasons of it. They can make a long series out of the show, like
oh, I
they
would love
make it a
something.
banger. You don't want a long series of the show?
Nah, I feel like some people sometimes they stretch things out longer than what they need to be stretched out. So if they can do give us a great show and have it done in 4 seasons before they kind of run the show into the ground, then I'd be happy with that.
Um, yeah, I mean, at least 4 seasons I'll be happy with. Like, I don't want it to be like a season 1 and 2 and then it ends, because like I would need at least 4 seasons of a show to really give us 1, 2, at least 3 villains and a big bad at the end. So
I think that's a fair request. I think they should do something like that for sure.
yeah. Um, we haven't got a trailer. We haven't got any other news other than that the show is coming out. So once we would definitely, when we get more information on that, we definitely would keep you guys updated. I'm curious to see how it ties in with Superman and Lois, because it says it's supposed to connect for season 3 of Superman and Lois.
Yeah, I think that's really interesting too. Maybe Superman's investigating Batman's death. Who knows? But I think it would be really interesting to kind of see how they connect. It'd be really interesting to see if like maybe the bad guy of their show is Superman, going after him for killing Batman. You know what I mean? So I think that there's a lot of different ways that they could definitely go with that.
Yeah, for sure. I have to agree with you there. Um, or maybe we get a little bit of injustice.
I don't know, man. I don't foresee
Probably not.
that.
Probably not. Probably not.
It's the CW. It's hoping for a lot.
Yeah. Man, they should just let HBO Max do the show.
I
So
agree,
annoying.
but then for sure it'd be rated MA.
You're not wrong. That would definitely be a TV mature show with HBO Max. Um. Well, we shall see what comes into the future.
Yeah.
To anything else to add with the Gotham Knight? Oh, the game is available for pre-order. If you haven't pre-ordered your copies, either for the PlayStation, Xbox, or whatever system you're gonna planning on getting it for, make sure you do so. The game will be released October, I believe. Why I want to say October 22nd. Let me double check that. I believe it's October 25th of this year. Gotham Knights, the game will be released, so make sure you pick up your copies of the
Wow.
game.
That's actually not about another 5 months.
Yeah, I'm definitely getting a PS5 Ultimate Edition copy because I have to. It's a must.
I'll have a PS4 version to play on my PS5.
Which you need to get fixed.
Yeah.
But that's it. So Josiah's corner.
Yeah.
So back in Josiah's corner, huh?
You paused and you said something else, and then you switched gears.
Yeah, thought I was gonna add anything more to the Gotham Knights, but I couldn't think of anything. Oh, me and Egg might do. That's what I just remember. Me and Egg when that game, because I think it's gonna be co-op online. I think me and Egg were planning on playing that together, and I would try to
Yeah, we did, man.
we'll
That
try
and
to get that
Apex.
straight.
Me and
Yeah,
Jay haven't set that up yet, but we plan on getting some Apex at some point. You know what I mean?
for
And
sure,
playing
for
with you
sure.
guys while we play some games. So stay
Yeah.
tuned for that as well.
But to get into Josiah's corner, Young Justice season 4. Whoa, it needs a theme song, right? Josiah's corner, some theme song, something like that. See, so we got Young Justice season 4. Where we left off in season 4, we got. Where did we leave off? We got Dick Grayson figuring out that
Which Grayson?
Nightwing figuring out that
Oh,
Connor Kent, Superboy, is in the Phantom Zone and that they need to get him out. That's where we left off. So to continue this episode was from that. What they end up doing was forming a little team together, a secret team, formed with Nightwing, Zatanna, Rocket, Artemis, Tigress, and Aquaman, Aqualad, quote unquote. And they have a secret team to go into the Phantom Zone to rescue Connor. All we know for sure is it seems like Connor got brainwashed by General Zod, because now he is his will is to serve General Zod. That's all he says. My will is to serve General Zod. So Phantom Girl, a hero from the future, saved Superboy from dying. Back at Mars, she can jump between dimensions. So when she jumped in between dimensions, they got stuck in the Phantom Zone. She finally woke up, and she's telling Superboy, "We need to get out of here. Like, I got to get you back to your reality." Blah 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 blah. And he's like, "No, I can't leave. I got to stay here with General Zod. The General needs me." So he's like brainwashed. So he tells General Zod she's awake and that she wants him to leave. That he can't be trusted. So she ends up leaving Superboy and jumping back into the time where she left off. In the process of this, it takes us back to where we got Geoforce, Brion, the king of Mokov. It takes us back to that, how that season 3 ended was he betrayed the outsiders for his country, thinking that he was saving the country, but he was being brainwashed. And it takes us back to him. He was dating Halo. Halo was missing him. Halo called him, contacted him, saying, "What are you doing?" He created his own team for Markovs of bringing any metahumans into living in Markovs and stopping those who didn't want them there. And then, so we saw a little bit of that, him showing him that he's coming back to the show. So I'm curious to see what route that's gonna take. Then we got a little bit of back to Nightwing. He needs figure. Then they knew they had to find a bus that they used before that traveled into the Phantom Zone. So they found the bus, and Zatanna got these creatures to help rebuild the bus because the bus was smashed in exchange for Nightwing's car and hit some food, because there are creatures that destroy things or they can repair things. So they did a trade for that. Night. So they're all getting ready to go into the Phantom Zone. They're all already on the bus, and then Zatanna opens up a portal, and they all walk through it. So that's where the episode ends.
so it's definitely more of a setup episode versus
Correct.
like a real
Full-on episode. Yeah, it was more of a setup. I think we get episode next episode's definitely gonna be done in the Phantom Zone, and I think we're getting a little setup of Superboy turning evil. I think we're gonna get an evil Superboy.
Let me ask you a question then. What do you So do you think General Zod's gonna be the main bad guy then at the end?
I think I think it's a setup to for another season because they have, I believe, 3 more episodes to go. I don't think there's enough time for 3 episodes to make a full on, because each episode's about 20 to 25 minutes. So to make on a full on General Zod escape, I think it's a setup for something in the future where it's gonna be General Zod does escape. They're gonna find him in the Phantom Zone, but he's gonna end up escaping, which is gonna be the, like, I guess the end credit, how the season
Yeah.
ends, where he's probably gonna run into maybe Darkseid or run into Vandal Savage, because we still got them. They still haven't dealt with them.
Oh, that's
So
true. That's very true.
I think it's setting. I think the show is setting up for a whole bunch of villains versus the entire Justice League, Young Justice, and Outsiders. Like one final fight of Darkseid, Vandal Savage team up, and General Zod team up versus, and the League of Assassins team up into one big final fight of the team, Outsiders, Justice League, all teaming up and fighting. So I think we get about
Interesting, man.
possibly another season or another 2 seasons. I don't see it
And
going
then the show's
past.
done.
Yeah, I don't see it going past. The only way I can see it going past is if they make new villains, like develop new villains in the future, where they want to continue a series of this, like make it a full on series, or just a one big story and then it ends. So like it can be like one season. Like I thought one season was gonna be they fight. Like this season was like they're gonna fight Vandal Savage or Darkseid. That didn't happen. Like so they have opportunities to definitely extend the show if they want to.
Okay.
In all reality,
Okay.
because they
Yeah.
have there's so
Like
many
I said,
characters
man.
they have in it.
I think it's really important to find a middle ground. You know what I mean? Before you let
Yeah,
the show get stale. So I think that's important.
yeah. So it's curious to see what they go with it next. Because I can be wrong. They could end it this season. Make all those 3 episodes could be an ending, but I don't see it going that
It would be
route.
cool, man, if they gave us like extended episodes. Granted, I'm not caught up to where you are, but they've done so much time. They've spent so much time building it. It would be cool if they gave us 3 episodes of that, or maybe like an hour long a piece to kind of tie up the whole story.
Yeah, but I think that's gonna be hard because again, they showed Darkseid,
Or
they
at least,
showed Vandal Savage.
tie up certain stories. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so like yeah, maybe like you said, mini stories. They just end like some of the mini stories and then make another season for the big story or whatever.
Yeah,
So it is
I'd,
it
I'd be okay with that as well.
yeah. It's I know they it's definitely one of my favorite shows. So I'm not too hurt if they continue it or not. I generally enjoy the show. So I am definitely got to rewatch because I like binge watching stuff. So I'm watching every episode every week, which I hate, especially for a show that has like 20 something episodes. It's
Yeah.
27 weeks. So I'm gonna end up once the season 4 ends. I'm gonna start from season 1 and watch it all the way to the ending of season 4 again. So
This guy, man. Yeah, I gotta finish season 1. I'm gonna finish with that. Maybe kind of finish with that this weekend because I'm
yeah,
not far off. And then hopefully start season 2 some point this weekend or next weekend. So
yeah. Well, I can't wait to hear what's your thoughts on season 1. This episode I have to give
I'm
it. Yeah.
As far as where it goes,
Oh wow, your audio changed.
for good or bad.
Just a little louder, but I caught it. You're good.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
yeah, I think your headsets might have died or something. Um,
No,
yeah,
I noticed a difference too. Something in it picked up and it got louder.
yeah. I'm curious to see what's your thoughts for season 1. I have to give this episode like, uh, I'll give it about a 6.5. Like, it was about average-ish, a little above average. It was
Okay,
just
yeah.
like
I
a
mean,
filler. It was a filler episode, to be honest with you.
This that's one thing I don't like, man. I don't like this late in the season. There shouldn't be any filler episodes.
Yeah, I think the next three will not be fillers though. So I think this was
Yeah,
like the final filler, but it's a possibility it can. But I don't know. I think it'll be a strong letdown if they. I don't know. I think the season so far has been good though, but I
I said his heart can't take any more disappointment.
no, I can't. I I genuinely like the show because it's introducing us to it introduced especially me to a lot of new characters that I had no idea about and none of their stories. Like I think I was telling you Rocket, Artemis, Zatanna even.
Same thing for me as far as season one so far. I think some of the characters are really interesting.
Yeah.
So I agree with that.
Yeah, it makes it like it gives you a different story of characters that it's not seeing Batman always. It's not always seeing Superman always. It's not always seeing characters that we already know their story. We already know their villains. It's showing characters creating their own villains, creating their own, like having their own origin story almost, which is pretty cool. And I think that's what I like about it.
Yeah, a lot of these characters are getting their respect. You know what I mean? Like you said,
Yeah,
it's bringing out a bunch of DC that a lot of people didn't know about.
yeah. Um, but yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to the ending of the season.
Yeah, and we'll have next week, guys. Um, it's gonna be a crazy week. Me and Josiah, we have Obi-Wan comes on next week. Superman and Lois comes back. We'll have Jace Corners back,
That would
and
be
then any
episode 50, right? We will be on episode 50 next week.
yeah, 3 weeks away from our 1 year anniversary. So
Egg, I have a suggestion for episode 50, but I don't want to let the people know. So off camera, I'll tell you what it is.
okay, all right, me and Jay gotta talk about that then, man.
Yeah, but I think this was a really good episode. We gave you guys a little bit of some sports in the beginning, a little 20 minutes of sports. Got to talk a little bit of the Disney Plus and Marvel, what they're going with it, and a little bit of DC. So if there's any topics you guys would like us to discuss or any suggestions you have for us, let us know in the comments down below. And me and Egg would definitely will look at that and look into it. Um, Egg, thank you for joining me
Jay,
for an awesome 49 episodes. We got
thank you, my brother.
consistent 49 episodes every Sunday at 6 p.m. So if you guys have been enjoying it or feels like you want to share this podcast with anyone else that you think will enjoy it, please do. We appreciate all the support. Subscribe if you're new. Um, hit the like button. We appreciate all of it. You Spotify listeners, we see you guys as well. We're not only on YouTube.
Yeah,
We
shout
see
out
you
to the
guys Spotify.
Spotify listeners.
Spotify listeners, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, all the well, all our platforms. We appreciate all the support you guys have been providing for us.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you guys for hanging out with us and staying tuned with us for 50 weeks now. Just I honestly have something cooking up, so I gotta find out what it is. We'll see you guys, like I said, next week, same channel, same place, same time. Stay safe out there. Have a great weekend and rest of your week. Jamie, we are signing out.
Catch you guys later. Bye.
Peace.